You will want to choose two complementary colors. Those are colors across from each other on the color wheel. So I chose blue and orange. And then you can also choose another color to use as like a background or an accent color. And this color could be any color. So I chose pink. And you're going to start coloring in like you did on your interactive color wheel. And you're going to color in with the watercolor pencil. Don't worry about using the same colors in the can. These are supposed to look really bright and colorful and fun, so they don't have to be the same color. They don't have to be real colors. And you'll notice that I outlined my can in fine tip marker. You don't have to do that before you start painting. Some of you might have already started outlining. I went ahead and outlined just so you could see my can better in this video. And you want to make sure you color in the whole background, probably with a solid color, maybe two colors. So there is my work totally colored in. And the next step will be using a paintbrush with water to turn that watercolor pencil into paint. One problem you might run into is if you get a lot of water on the places you use marker, the marker might bleed just a little bit, especially if you used a darker marker. So you might have to be just a little more careful around the places you use the marker. And you'll see a couple places where my marker started to bleed, and that's okay. Make sure to do the whole background. Make sure to color all of those circles that were printed on the paper. Cover those all up with the watercolor paint. Once it's dry, and only if it's dry, you can take a marker and then go back over either those marker lines or pencil lines if you just had pencil. And that will make the letters and the details a little more clear. I'm just going to go over the logo. You could color in the letters if you wanted to also with the marker, since it's easier to color in with a marker instead of paint. It's a lot harder to color in with paint. So if you'd like to, you can color in with the marker with those small details, so letters or any small things that might be on your can. It might be easier to color in with the marker. Next, you're going to want to choose a color of marker for each color that you've already used. So I have my orange and blue and pink. And if you can't find a marker that matches that exact color, you don't have to worry. Just try and find a color that's basically the closest color you can. And you're going to start coloring in the dots on your paper to match the color that you painted. So I'm doing the blue marker where I used the blue watercolor paint. And anytime you reach a line and you're going to start using a new color, you're just going to switch to that color. So there might be some dots that are half blue and half pink, and you want it to be that way. You want it to be half and half. And by using these dots, it's going to really pop out and it's going to be noticeable. So make sure you color the dots half and half if they cross a line and they're in two colors. You want to make sure if you reach any letters too, to not cover up the letters, so your dots will actually be under the letters. The letters will look like they're overlapping the dots. And that's kind of tricky. Sometimes you miss a couple and you might have to go back and double check. And there's my work in progress. I just have to finish doing the dots in the background, but I have the dots on the can and it's really starting to pop out. So I'm just going to keep working on the background and pretty soon I'll be finished.